As a member of Asia's so-called extreme environment, North Korea, despite being a small country, possesses a number of ballistic missiles exceeding that of all of Europe combined. It has developed more than 5 generations, totaling 17 types of ballistic missiles. Currently, online information about North Korean missiles is fragmented and lacks systematic explanation. Therefore, through 5 episodes totaling about 2 hours, we will conduct an in-depth analysis to systematically outline the development trajectory of North Korea's ballistic missile program. If the naming conventions or content in this video conflict with what you have previously learned, please consider this video as the reference. In this episode, ATM, will comprehensively analyze the classification system of North Korea's ballistic missiles and the development history of the first generation. Since initiating ballistic missile development in the 1970s, North Korea has built a unique Hwasong missile series, similar to China's Dongfeng series. This series has a long development timeline, wide coverage range, and features diversification and multi-platform deployment. In addition to the Hwasong series, North Korea also possesses the Pukguksong series, which is somewhat similar to China's Julang series, mainly consisting of solid-fuel ballistic missiles. Due to technological limitations, the current Pukguksong series consists mainly of medium-range missiles, but with future advancements, there is potential for intercontinental missile development. According to North Korea's classification, systems such as KN-25 and Taepodong, often mentioned by the US, South Korea, and Japan, are actually rocket artillery or launch vehicles and are not included in this discussion. It is also important to note, for most countries, military claims are generally assumed valid unless proven otherwise. However, for North Korea, claims should be treated cautiously due to a long history of exaggeration. For example, a displayed Hwasong 8 hypersonic missile model made of plywood clearly cannot achieve hypersonic capabilities based on its design, yet it was promoted as such. Therefore, careful verification is required when assessing North Korean claims. After over 40 years of ballistic missile development and more than 30 years of related technological progress, by May 15, 2025, North Korea has developed 5 generations of ballistic missiles. First generation, derived from Scud technology, Hwasong 5, 6, 7, 9. Second generation, based on R-27. Submarine-launched missiles, Hwasong 10, 13. Third generation, domestically developed SLBM, Pukguksong 1, 2, 3, 4th generation, with advanced strike capabilities, Hwasong 12, 14, 15, 17, 5th generation, entering a new era, Hwasong 11, 16, 18, 19. These generations cover solid and liquid fuel, short, medium, and intercontinental ranges, and include silo, mobile, submarine, and ship-based launches. It can be said that North Korea's ballistic missile technology surpasses many developing countries, such as Iran and India, ranking among the leading group. Its missile inventory is second only to the major nuclear powers such as China, the United States, and Russia. Additionally, North Korea has supported other developing countries in building their own missile capabilities. Some systems have even been supplied externally and used in active conflict environments. Now let's examine North Korea's first-generation ballistic missiles. As early as the 1960s, North Korea began reverse engineering the Soviet lunar tactical rocket, developing the Hwasong 1-32 rocket. However, its performance did not meet North Korea's operational requirements. In 1975, North Korea collaborated with China on the Dongfeng 61 missile project, aiming for a 600-kilometer range system. This project ended in 1976, but North Korea did not abandon its ballistic missile ambitions. A turning point came in the 1970s, when North Korea obtained Soviet R-17 Scud-B missiles and TEL vehicles from Egypt, along with technical documentation. Using these resources, North Korea's Second Economic Committee began reverse engineering efforts. The result was the Hwasong 5 short-range ballistic missile. Its specifications were similar to the original Scud: diameter 0.88 meters, length 11 meters, launch weight approximately 6 tons, thrust 13 tons, fuel TM-18M5 and AK-27, range 300 kilometers TEL MAZ-543 vehicle. The Hwasong 5 conducted its first test in April 1984, with several additional tests that year, achieving about a 50% success rate. After improvements, it entered mass production in 1985 and became North Korea's first operational missile. However, economic slowdown and high costs made large-scale deployment difficult. At the same time, North Korea lacked sufficient funding for extensive testing and development. Fortunately, another opportunity emerged. In the mid-1980s, the Iran-Iraq War escalated into a prolonged phase. Facing Iraqi air and missile attacks, Iran urgently needed short-range missiles. However, due to sanctions and lack of domestic capability, Iran turned to external suppliers. North Korea seized this opportunity and sold approximately 100 Hwasong 5 missiles to Iran, along with technical support and personnel. By 1988, Iran successfully produced its own missiles, marking the beginning of its missile program. This cooperation significantly expanded North Korea's influence in the developing world. Over the following years, Hwasong 5 missiles and components were exported to countries such as Syria and Yemen. Although early versions had reliability issues, export revenue and real-world usage helped North Korea refine the system. This enabled establishment of a full production chain, training of scientific teams, development of a complete R&D cycle. By the late 1980s, production reached about 1 missile per week. To achieve full coverage of South Korea, North Korea developed an extended version, Hwasong 6. By lengthening the missile body and reducing warhead weight, range increased to approximately 500 kilometers. Hwasong 6 was first tested in 1990 and later deployed. However, the collapse of the Soviet Union triggered severe economic difficulties in North Korea. To sustain its program, North Korea expanded missile exports, selling to Iran, Myanmar, Yemen, Vietnam, Libya, and Syria. These exports provided critical foreign currency and supported national stability. Still, 500 kilometers range was insufficient. North Korea required capabilities to reach Japan and US bases in the Pacific. Thus, new longer-range missiles were developed under 2 approaches. Conservative approach, Hwasong 9, extended range to approximately 1,500 kilometers, reduced warhead mass, advanced approach, Hwasong 7, Nodong, diameter 1.25 meters, length approximately 16 meters, launch weight approximately 32 tons warhead, approximately 1 ton, range 1,000 to 1,500 kilometers. This enabled strikes against Japan and extended regional reach. Testing began in 1993, but development faced challenges due to limited technical capability. By the late 1990s, the missile was finalized. Exports continued, including technology transfers to Iran and Pakistan. In later years, some missile technology also appeared in other regional conflicts. Additionally, North Korea used these missiles for early space launch attempts. In 1998, the Paektusan 1 rocket was launched, using missile components as stages. Although the mission failed, it demonstrated technological progress. Entering the 21st century, North Korea improved its missile systems by increasing range, enhancing penetration capability, improving survivability, upgrading guidance systems. Modified Hwasong 6 variants included separable warheads, control systems, improved mobility platforms. These upgrades significantly improved accuracy and operational flexibility. By the 2010s, newer missile systems began replacing first-generation missiles. By 2022 to 2023, first-generation Hwasong missiles were largely phased out, remaining only in limited reserve roles. Despite being retired, their historical contribution is significant. Established North Korea's missile industry, generated crucial foreign revenue, enabled technological foundation for future systems, influenced missile development in other countries. This concludes the overview of North Korea's first-generation ballistic missiles. In the next episode, we will examine the less successful second generation and the development of submarine-launched systems. I'm War Factory. See you next time.